Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to First Mariner Arena in Baltimore, Maryland. Keeping the night rolling, we're going to have Umir Haq versus Rob Sullivan. John, tell us about this fight.
Umir Haq out of Virginia, Mikido MMA. Umir's been here already, fight of the night, him and Marshall Thompson. Very, very exciting fight. Marshall wound up coming out on top. And we have Rob Sullivan out of Baltimore, BJJ, which is a Team Balance affiliate. Rob's a very strong wrestler, very good jiu-jitsu. I'm interested to see how this goes. Umir likes to bang, so, if I'm Rob, I'm trying to take this down.
Absolutely. Rob Sullivan, a great wrestler, actually a guy who wrestled in high school with Shogun vet Ryan Mackin. Rob's a big guy. He cuts a lot of weight to make 135 pounds, but doesn't look like he has a considerable size advantage on Umir, who's pumping that jab early.
Yeah, this is one of those fights where, the guy who can impose his will is going to be the guy that wins. Umir's smart. He's moving. He's using the cage. He's getting off a strike when he can, and he's circling. He's trying not to let Rob pin him against that fence, which Rob had great success against Gustavo Kiesler out of Evolve the last time he fought and won here at here it goes.
Rob's going to pick up this single. Now, Umir's looking for this guillotine right away. We're not that far into this fight, John, but I think it's clear that Umir's done his homework on Rob. He's staying on his horse. He's touching him up and moving.
Got a game plan.
Yep, and he's not, he's not looking to strike and knock him out right now. He's looking to touch him up and stay on his horse a little bit. And it's, at least for the first minute or so, Rob doesn't have an answer for it.
Yeah, nice takedown defense as well. Rob's a strong dude, and Umir did not allow him to.
That's one way to slow him down.
Yeah, absolutely. But he didn't allow Rob to get physical, put him on that fence and put him down. He was able to, to use great balance, kept it standing, and got himself out of there.
And now we're going to see a replay of the low blow here, unfortunately.
Instant replay of the nut shot.
Now look, we saw Umir use the cage again, defending that takedown. Seeing more and more people actually utilize having a cage behind them with their feet and hands. It's an intelligent move in the cage. Why not? Umir, letting them both come back down, and then
trying to get that
we'll
win
go.
back. Rob knows, obviously an accident.
Yep, Umir looks ready to go. And again, Umir needs to keep doing what he's doing. It's being successful so far. He's staying on his horse. He's touching Rob up and getting out. And anytime Rob looks to press, he's getting out of there.
Yeah, I like he's getting in and out, in and out. He doesn't want to stay inside with Rob and allow Rob to grab him, get him in the clinch, and then start trying to impose his will. Umir's getting 2 and 3 shots off, and he's circling. Right now, a real smart game plan, real smart style to try and, to keep Rob from imposing his will.
Absolutely. Now, look, Rob, again, a great wrestler, a good grappler, and a guy's been working a lot on his boxing, but not getting a chance to get his hands off. Umir is really beating him to the punch and getting out of there before Rob can counter. Rob's got to start thinking about cutting this cage off, using his angles, putting Umir's back on the cage, and doing what he does, not getting sucked into this chase him around game.
Yeah, well, you're seeing a speed difference, and the other thing that's going on here is the footwork difference. Umir, great footwork. He's keeping himself active. He's moving.
And Rob gets it down.
Yeah, Rob caught the kick and took him down. So, he saw an opportunity, and to his credit, he was able to capitalize.
Starting to pass here to go to a half guard. Umir coming up over his back with another leg. He's keeping his posture broken. He reclaims full guard. And I don't know, man. Umir's had an answer for things so far, John. Looking for a triangle now.
Nice triangle attempt here, man. He passed the arm through. Is he going to omoplata? Back to guard.
Now, Rob is a very, very hard guy to sub. I will give him that. Something about that grinding wrestler thing. You're going to have to choke him out or break their arm to sub him. And I don't think Umir, quite frankly, has got the level of jiu-jitsu that's going to do that. But he could be using these positions to stall the fight, get it stood up again, and then get back on that bicycle.
Yeah, well, I give him credit. He's down here looking for submissions. He went for the neck earlier. He went for the triangle here. Right now, he's trying to, you can see him controlling the arm, trying to pass it through again for the triangle. He's he's definitely staying active on the bottom.
He certainly is. Now, I'd like to see Rob putting a little more pressure in with his hips. You see him continuing to stand up. His pressure's coming from his head and his shoulders, and he's leaving all this space with his hips. His hip pressure is what's ultimately going to stop Umir from throwing these submissions up, from taking a high guard, and from ultimately being a threat. And again, he's doing a lot of picking him up and slamming him here, but ultimately that's not going to win him this fight. He's got to posture up, put his hips in, and punch him.
Yeah, the hips have to be heavier. Hips definitely have to be heavier.
An okay stand up there. I think they were both working a little bit, but we're going to see how the last minute of this round goes.
Yeah, I try to judge the stand up. Obviously, we have eyes, but you know, Rob didn't complain much, so I won't fault Kevin at this point.
Yep, and Rob goes in on that single, and Umir scoops him up again and gets off. Umir doing a great job of neutralizing Sullivan's wrestling in the first round, which I think the question beforehand would be, is he able to do that?
Yeah, I like Umir's style, man. He's he's an aggressive striker, very athletic guy. Even though his last fight here was a loss, it was a sick fight. Those guys went at it on the ground and standing.
That was an unbelievable fight. Again, two guys who let their hands fall down to their hips and just swung hammers at each other, guys. That was a great fight.
Yeah, I'm right now. I'm impressed because. If you would have asked me beforehand, here we go, right to another submission attempt, man.
Nice takedown, but Umir was quick to get on that neck.
Fortunately, it's late in the round here, and yeah.
Wow.
Look, this is when you know the submission attempt was real. Rob rolled through, to release that pressure.
Yep, and came out looking a little redder than I think he meant to look.
Yeah.
All right, well, okay, so I think that round goes to Umir for sure. Umir touched him up, got out of dodge. Rob was unable to really pressure him like I think he would have liked to. Again, Rob trying to run Umir into that cage. Umir grabbing that guillotine, using that cage, getting off to the side.
Yeah. Nice little knee Rob snuck in there.
Yep.
Here we go again, mixing up hands and feet, kicks and feet. Now, nice job by Rob to catch it. And again, at least 3 solid submission attempts in that round by Umir, who we thought he didn't have the advantage in the jiu-jitsu area. So, I give him credit, man. This guy's aggressive on his feet, on his hand, with his hands, and off his back with his submissions.
Well, you know what, John? He's clearly done his homework. His corner, obviously, the Hess father and son team working with him. Brent Hess, a Shogun vet. They're clearly telling him the right stuff, and they've got Sullivan, planned for a little bit. Rob continuing to press in. Every time Rob comes in, he's on it. He's going to jump for this again.
Another real. Look at this, man. He's got pressure on him. Rob had to roll through again to relieve this pressure. He's got to. I'd get a different takedown. Maybe not shoot in on this guy. He's obviously prepared for this double leg. Fortunately, Umir missed that Kimura on the side there, but Rob, as most wrestlers do, will lead with that head.
Yep.
Rob's a big, strong guy at this weight class, so I'm sure he's used to having his way with people. And, again, as you've pointed out, obviously, Mr. Hess, Brent Hess, and Umir did their homework with this guy because, the things that Rob brings to the table and that he's strong at, Umir's been able to shut down so far.
An exciting fight, but apparently not to this girl in the front row who is a little sleepy. I've seen better. And again, John, I think when wrestlers, wow, a nice armbar attempt. Good God.
Jeez.
Wow. No, Rob Sullivan is very, very, very tough. Almost, I think, here to his detriment because he's taking punishment and not really respecting these submission attempts. He's gotten out of them, but he's got to start acknowledging that they're a threat to him. He's got to figure out what he's going to do. I think a lot of wrestlers, when they come to jiu-jitsu, if you ask them what their problems are initially, they'll tell you the guillotine and the triangle. They put their head down, they come with their head first, just like you said, and I think you charge into guillotines and triangles, and those are coincidentally both things he's dealt with this evening.
Umir's already on that neck, you know what I mean, working for that neck, and if they wind up taking him down, he's going to be on it again. So, this here, even this, the grind, even though this is Rob's style, it's not his style to have a guy hanging on his neck while he's doing this.
It's almost never a good thing to have a guy choke.
It just makes it harder to breathe. You know what I mean? You're using a lot of effort. You're using a lot of strength. If Rob had even a single, maybe he'd be safer. Maybe he can, you know, clinch to a trip or something, you know, that's a little less, you know, that won't expose that neck right now, because Umir obviously likes it.
Yeah, absolutely, John. He keeps looking for that same takedown, and you know, even if it's one you've prepped a lot, Rob's a great wrestler. He's got other takedowns. He needs to start showing Umir a different look here, as Umir has got this one figured out.
Yeah, and again, look how Umir touches and moves, touch and move, you know. So he's still, you know, keeping that movement, and he's established a range now.
Absolutely.
So, you know, so Rob now is, you know, he's going to have to get through that range in order to work his takedowns.
No, Umir's clearly in this for the long haul. None of these strikes are to knock him out. None of these strikes are to knock him down. They're to score points and get off.
He's feinting, he's just putting it out there.
Now, this is what Rob needs to take advantage of right here, John. Pressing him up against the cage. Let's get a hand free and let's touch him up a little bit to the face or the body, and let's drop our level here on the cage where Umir can't back up and counter.
Exactly. You know, start looking here when you have this over-under. Shoulder strikes are available to you. Body shots available to you. Elbows are available to you. And you know, that's where you get your get off your dirty boxing when you got the guy pinned up against that fence.
Absolutely. You know, that's why it's done in a cage, so you can use it. Rob needs to start doing that right now, because, I mean, he's fallen behind in this one. And, you know, Rob is a grinder. He's not a very fast-paced fighter, so I worry that if he gets too stacked too early in this fight, he's going to lose the ability to come back and take it, at least on the cards.
Yeah, I'm with you. You know, he's got that grinder style. You know, Umir is the guy who's the more explosive fighter. Rob does have a level of jiu-jitsu that I would think would allow him to still end this fight with a submission. Wow. Nice. But, you know, you have to be able to get this guy to the ground in order to use your jiu-jitsu game. And in all honesty, Umir's shown every bit to be the capable jiu-jitsu practitioner.
Without question. Without question. I think, you know, both guys did their homework for this fight, but one guy's just a little more prepared on test day. Rob, again, looking for this double here. He's got a lift, but Umir's right on that neck. He's almost daring him to finish this takedown at this point. Now, Umir's got an arm in, so that is way harder to finish. Props to...
he gets his neck with a death grip. Like, you know, I mean, you see he's not all the way under the chin, but he's still causing Rob problems.
Absolutely.
You know, with this thing.
That very resemblant of how Renzo Gracie ended up finishing Pat Miletich in their fight. Props to Renzo Gracie. Shout out to Renzo Gracie. Renzo, I shouted you out, dog. I got you. I got you, Renzo. But again, another round in the books for Umir. Just has answers to Rob. And again, Rob is a very, very good fighter and a very, very tough guy. He's just got to check down to a different game plan for this third round to try to finish this fight.
Yeah, it's hard. You know, obviously we know what his game plan is because he's out there trying to implement it. And, you know, sometimes you don't really have a plan B. You go out there with your plan, you expect that plan's going to work. If it doesn't work, now you need to make adjustments on the fly.
That girl is really bored. I mean, that girl is just really, really bored. I hope she remembers that this is a very exciting fight, because she was not sold on that armbar one bit.
Right in the middle of it.
Her or Rob. And here we go for a third round. You know, Umir has got to keep what he's doing. There's no sense in getting into a brawl with Rob now. You've got 2 rounds in your pocket. You know, stay on your horse, touch him up, win a third, and Rob has got to end this fight in this round.
Yeah, and you know, one of the things well, 2 things with Umir that I'm impressed with tonight. Number 1 is jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
Number 2, his strength. You know, he's been able to basically, you know, go, you know, strength for strength with Rob. When they've been in the clinch, he's been able to shrug off some takedown attempts. He's been able to get off the fence when Rob's had him in bad spots. I mean, here we are. Rob had caught that kick, and that fast, the foot's back on the ground, and he's back on Rob's neck. So, you know, great job by Umir and his training team, because
nice takedown for Rob. Finally gets his takedown and gets to side control. Now,
big takedown.
Now Umir's still got this headlock, but Rob's on the correct side and is going to lift up. Oh man. You know, he had it in side control there, but picked his hips up again, John. Umir got the opportunity to slide that right foot in.
I'm looking here at the fact, I mean, Rob with a nice big slam takes him down. He's cross-side. You know,
almost north-south.
Yeah, and here Umir's back in the half. Look, he's here working. You know, he was starting. I think it's a blessing in disguise that Rob no longer has him in that corner because Umir was starting to use the cage to sit up and get up.
Absolutely.
So, you know, good move here to, you know, now he's got hopefully a little bit of room to work and pass.
Yeah.
And no fence to help Umir get up.
No, props to Rob for repositioning their scramble to get Umir away from the cage. Now, Rob's got to start putting pressure with his hips and putting his hands on Umir. He has got to finish this fight.
Too much. You know, your hips... He needs heavy hips to kill Umir's hip movement. You know what I mean? He's leaving Umir too much space to work. And, you know, you see it constantly. You referred to it earlier. When they were facing this way, the same thing was going on as well.
Umir's rolling, taking this arm again.
A real arm bar again. That thing was deep.
Wow, and Rob really just kicking out.
I give Rob credit. You know, you know, he's been stuck in a couple spots and where, you know, some people may have tapped. And, you know, obviously the thought hasn't crossed his mind because he understands what he needs to do to get out of those positions.
You know, and I'll tell you what, he also looks composed. I mean, I think he's confused. I think he's trying to figure out how he can get this to go his way. But at the same time, he's not panicking.
Yeah, he's moving forward. You know, he understands. There's a sense of urgency. He understands I got to do something.
Yep. And he's out there trying to do it.
Yeah.
We saw with that slam, it would have been nice to go, wow, Umir with a pretty tough hook on the way out there. You know, having a guy hit you without the ability to hit him back is really one of the more frustrating and demoralizing things, and I should know because I spent the majority of my MMA career getting punched and not punching people. But, you know, he's got to start thinking of a way that he can do something else, a way that he can move to another takedown or press him up against the cage, like you said.
You see, too, like, I mean, right now Umir's playing the counter game, but when Rob moves forward, look how Umir circles. You know, he doesn't back straight up and get trapped in the cage. You know, he's striking and moving, he's circling. You know, even here, as soon as he broke, look, slipped the punch, circled, punching him from the other side. So, you know, this guy's, you know, 13, 14 minutes into a 15-minute fight that's been a grinding fight. And, you know, still showing, you know, nice technique, man. I'm very impressed with Umir's performance.
You know, John, you're 100% right. This is the and he stuns Rob with that left hand.
I'm surprised he didn't jump on him to try to finish, man. That would definitely...
Man, he's still got it. Rob's still hurt.
I mean, a big right hand.
Rob's wobbly right here.
Yeah, well, props to...
Wow, Umir keeps touching him.
Man, Rob's showing a nice chin, honestly.
Rob is not going down. This guy's a piece of steel. But you know what, John? This is the bull and the bullfighter right now. And Rob's moving forward, and he's being the bull, but...
Back on it.
And takes it, and finally takes this takedown, but again, gives up his neck, and Umir is on that cravata, not a guillotine, arm in. Do your jiu-jitsu homework, kids. But I mean, Rob's doing a great job of not getting knocked out and not getting subbed, but he's got to start thinking about how he wins this fight in the next 31 seconds.
Yeah, and I like how Umir blocks the punches as well. He's not trying to cover up. He's not really trying to roll with them. He you know, frames up the arm, and he's blocking Rob like kind of at his arm and his elbow, where he just stops the movement of the arm, and you know, it's much more effective, you know, for the, you know, when you're on your back in the guard.
And, you know, I'll tell you what, as much as we love to see finish, good for Umir. He hurt Rob a couple times, but didn't want to jump into something stupid. I mean, Scott Smith and Pete Sell will tell you that that's a bad way to jump in when you think a guy is hurt.
That was a crazy one.
They go to the cards, and I think Umir is going to take this. May have lost that third round, but Rob didn't need a round, unfortunately. He really needed, you know, a finish in that one.
Yeah, I'm with you. I kind of agree. We both know who the winner is on this one. Here we are. Atlantic Remodeling instant replay, big scoop up.
What a great takedown that he finally got there. And look, he's so close to that north-south transition where he could really do some damage and set up some subs, but gets put back by Umir. Props to Umir.
Yeah, man. Again, showed, you know, nice striking, and he showed great jiu-jitsu. Man, that was a super hook right there. He's a very aggressive kid. I'm shocked that he didn't go back in and try for the kill right there. But on the flip side of things, he showed great discipline. You know, he was up, you know, 2 rounds to zip. And no need to rush in and get caught in something.
We know, John, two really talented
he still
fighters.
was touching him up, man. Rob, again, showed a nice chin here. Nobody can say he can't take a punch.
100% right. Two talented guys, but it went Umir's way.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for these two fighters. These guys went 3 rounds and absolutely went to war. Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the scorecards. The judges have scored this a unanimous decision for your winner, Umir the Honey Badger Hall. Umir right here, bud. I'll tell you what, it seems like when you come to Shogun, it's only wars, man. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling pretty good. I need to work on my takedown defense, but I got the best of them standing up, I feel like.
Hang on, guys. These two guys didn't score the fight, but they did just fight their hearts out in here, ladies and gentlemen. So make some noise for them right now.
I want to thank God. I love all you fans. Boo or love me, I love you guys. Thank you for coming out and supporting mixed martial arts and the MMA community. John Rolo and Shogun Fights. I want to thank my sponsors, Jayco. I want to thank my Keto, Mike Hess, Brent Hess, to my Keto team. My brother, you there, TTG all day, baby. Love you guys. TTG doing it, let's get it in. And thank all my coaches for helping me and bring me along. Look out for me, guys. I'm an up-and-coming 35, and love you all. Thank you, guys. I love you.